ॐ वक्रतुण्डमहाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। गुरवे सर्वलोकानां विषजे भवरोगिणां निधये सर्वविद्यानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। साक्षात्कृतं दयानन्दं परमार्थस्वरूपिणं तत्त्वज्ञानप्रशास्तारं प्रणतोऽस्मि परं पदम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तमा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ नमो भगवते वैवस्वताय मृत्यवे ब्रह्मविद्याचार्याय नचिकेतसे च द्वितीयोऽध्यायः तृतीयवल्ली। Understand? यदा पञ्चावतिष्ठन्ते
यदा पञ्चावतिष्ठन्ते
ज्ञानानि मनसा सह
ज्ञानानि मनसा
बुद्धिश्च न विचेष्टति
बुद्धिश्च न विचेष्टति
आमाहुः परमां गतिम्
माहुः परमां
गतिम्
तां योगमिति मन्यन्ते
तां योगमिति
मन्यन्ते
स्थिराम् इन्द्रियधारणाम्
स्थिरामिन्द्रियधारणाम्
प्रमत्तस्तदा भवति
अप्रमत्तस्तदा भवति
योगो हि प्रभवाप्ययौ
योगो
हि प्रभावाप्ययो।
These two mantras are very important in the sense they talk about yoga. They talk about the yoga. Yoga meaning, in the context here, meaning meditation, dhyanam, otherwise called in the context, in the Vedantic term, we can say nididhyasanam. That's why we use Vedantic meditation. That culminates in samadhi, meaning chitta samadhanam. Chitta samadhanam doesn't mean making the mind thoughtless. Doesn't mean. There are many people having this wrong notion. The thoughtless mind would enjoy peace, happiness. Mind is meant for knowing. It's an instrument. It cannot be without thoughts. In fact, thoughts, the flow of thoughts is called mind. Therefore, there is no mind without thought, number one. And there is not possible. It is not possible. It is not possible to destroy the mind. Manonashaha. Manonashaha. Manonashaha will give the tranquility. That also not correct. Manaha, like the Sharira, Indriya, Manas also given. It is an upadhi meant for specific purpose. Without Manas, Indriyas cannot function. Without Manas, Manas being a part of the Sukshma Sharira, without Sukshma Sharira. So rejecting Manas is rejecting Sukshma Sharira. Dismissing, you don't want mind, it means you don't want Sukshma Sharira. It means what? The body without Sukshma Sharira means it's just a body without life. It is Shava, not. It is just a Shava, it is not Shiva. Only when the mind is active, only when the mind is there, then only life is there. Therefore, the thoughtless mind or the destruction of the mind, such understandings are not correct. That is why enjoying the tranquility, the deep samadhi, where there is no thought, such fancy thoughts or imaginations or teaching, that is not correct. We don't sanction all these wrong notions. Without understanding what it is, some people, therefore these two slokas are very important. Yoga means dhyana. Yoga meaning the dhyana. That is nididhyasanam. And Bhagavan Krishna in Gita has elaborated on this topic in the sixth chapter. That is why the chapter itself is called Dhyana Yoga. Dhyanam, nididhyasanam. For a person who is endowed with sadhana chatushtaya sampatti, viveka, vairagya, samadhi, shakta sampatti, mumukshutvam. Mumukshutvam is very important. Vairagya is important. Viveka also. The person endowed with this, for him, Shravana matrena jnanam bhavati. By Shravanam, or if there is any lack of this qualification, if there is any lack in adhikaritvam means it's a problem or it's a lack with the pramatra, not with the pramana, not with the prameya. Pramanam being shastram and prameya vishaya being you yourself, the atma. There is no lack in it. Lack only in pramata, the knower. Therefore, only we said the knower has to qualify. The knower has to improve himself. The Shastra Shravanam itself gives that improvement, gives that adhikaritvam. So for the one who has lack, for him, who has a little lack, for him Shravana and Manana is required. For the one who has not practiced, Karma Yoga enough, or Upasana for Chitta Naishtalya, for concentration. For him only all these three are required. Shravanam followed by Mananam and then Nididhyasanam. All the three are required. Nididhyasanam leads to Samadhi, that is the absorption of the mind in the thought that Aham Satchit Anandaha Asmi. Nididhyasanam is repeated entertaining of the teaching or the Swarupa of oneself. That is called Nididhya, replacing the replacing the previous orientation. Previously, I was thinking about myself as confined to this body, mind, sense complex. All my vyavahara based on this only. Therefore, the sense of the sharira abhimana, indriya abhimana, and therefore connected to that, mama ete, agam tesham, and agam karta, agam bhokta, agam sukhi, agam dukhi. All these, this anatma abhimanam, that very strong. Now that has to be replaced by the abhimanam. In fact, it is not the abhimanam, it is you, that aham nirvishesham brahma atma iti. Aham akarta, abhokta, nitya, mukta, shuddha, subhavaha aham iti. It has to be replaced. So for that only this nididhyasam, it is suggested. Aham na maro naiva martyah, na daityah, na gandharva yakshah, pishacha pravedah, पुमान् नैव न स्त्री तथा नैव षण्डः प्रकृष्टप्रकाशस्वरूपः शिवोऽहम्. That's a text called Nirvana Manjari. Aham na amaraha, naiva martyaha, na daityaha, na gandharva yakshaha. I'm not any of them. Aham na puman. I was thinking myself to be a man, or I was thinking myself to be a stree before. Puman naiva stree. Tata naiva shandaha prakrishta prakasha swarupaha. Now, after the teaching, after listening to the Shastram, I understand Agam Prakasha Swarupaha Shivaha Agamiti. All these slokas are meant for Nididhyasana. Agam Naiva Balo, Yuva Naiva Vruddho, Navarni Nacha Brahmachari Virastaha, Vanastopi Naham Nasanyasta Dharmaha, Sanyasa Dharma, Jagadjanmanashika Hetu Shivogam, Agam Na Naiva Balaha, Na Yuva, Naiva Vruddhaha. All these are only for the body. Deginosmin yata degi kaumaram yauvanam jara. So that kaumaram yauvanam jara, it is only for the shariram. But for me, I don't grow old. I don't grow. But I don't grow. There is no growth for me. Tata dhegantara praptihi tirastatra na bhudyati. So all the changes only for the anatma. So therefore, Tiraha Viveki Nam Mukyati with reference to changes in Anatma. Agam Naiva Meyas Tiro Bhutamayaha Tataiva Kshiptum Mam Pradam Nastipayaha Samak Shlishtakayat Trayopyaditiyaha Sada Atindriyaha Sarvaswarupa Shivogam Agam Naiva Manta Naganta Navakta Nakarta Nabhokta Namukta Shravastha Yataham Manovritti Veda Swarupaha Tata Sarvavritti Pradeepa Shivogam. All these are meant for Nididhyasana. Agam na Manta. The Pramatra, the knower doesn't have any ER. He is Shuddha Atma. So on the Atma, even the knower is also an Abhimana. Atma cannot know. It doesn't have anything to know, everything being that. So Atma cannot be Manta, cannot be Ganta, cannot be Vakta, cannot be Karta, cannot be Mukta, and therefore Mukti is also not possible for Atma. Only when Atma is bound, then only there is Mukti. When it is not bound, when it's not subject to samsara, therefore where is Mukti? Therefore, it is not there. So therefore, this Nididhyasana shloka, contemplating on the teaching of the Shastram like this, remembering the Swarupa of me, Agam Nitya Mukta Shuddha Swabhavaha, that practice, it's called Samadhi Abhyasa Rupa Nididhyasanam, and that is what is talked about here. Other type of Nididhyasanam we saw previously, it is other type of Nididhyasanam is Brahma Abhyasa Rupa Nididhyasanam. That is in the form of listening to the Shastram, listening and taking, writing and taking notes. So that are in the form of teaching, that is Brahma Abhyasa Rupa Nididhyasanam. That is also a sort of Nididhyasana. Listening is also Nididhyasana. Repeated Shravanam becomes Nididhyasana. So, Shravanam alone is enough. If Shravanam doesn't seems to do the job, then we have to understand it is the defect with the Parmata, and therefore repeated Shravanam, that is Nididhyasanam, is required. Therefore, this is because of the lack in the sadhana, karma yoga, atava this upasana. Therefore, these two shlokas talks about the Samadhi Abhyasa Rupa Nididhyasanam, which is called yoga in this context. Yoga meaning yujur yoge, yoga meaning aikyam. Yoga meaning aikyam. Aikyam meaning oneness. Jivatma Paramatma aikyam. It is not physical oneness because there is already one. There is no two. So understanding that aham jivaha Ishvarat na binnaha, that is the aikyam. Now here the yoga, Bhagavan here Yamadharmaraja says the yoga is disassociation with anatma. Disassociation. There is no association with Paramatma because it is already associated. In fact, there is no need to be associated. It is always one. So, therefore, since anatma abhimanam is there, therefore, one has to disassociate from anatma. Withdraw from anatma thoughts, vritti. That is why it has to be replaced by the thoughts. Agam na karta na bhokta na manta na ganta iti. Agam avyayaha. Agam nityaha, nitya swarupaha, nitya mukta swarupaha, bodha swarupaha. Repeated contemplation or repeated entertaining of, or replace the anatma vritti by atma vritti, that is called abhyasa, till it becomes akandara kara vritti. Therefore, what is yoga? In the Gita, we have seen that yoga has got the definition of yoga is found in three places. Yogaha karmasu kaushalam, in the context of karma yoga, samatvam yoga uchyate, and in the sixth chapter, the yoga is that Bhagavan Krishna mentions what is yoga is dukkha sanyoga viyoga. Dukkha sanyoga viyoga yoga sangitam. It is called by the name yoga. Sanyoga means association. Dukkha sanyoga means association with dukkha. Viyoga means disassociation. So disassociation from the association with the dukkha, tam vidyat yoga sangitam iti. Tam vidya dukkha sanyoga viyogam yoga sangitam sanishchayena yoktavyaha yogo nirvinna chetasa. In the sixth chapter, Bhagavan Krishna defines what yoga is. That sixth chapter, that idea is taken from this mantra only. Dukkha sanyoga viyoga. In fact, Bhagavan Krishna, more from this Upanishad, he has taken the mantras compared to other Upanishads from Kaṭhopaniṣat. That's why Kaṭhopaniṣat is important. He has taken most of the mantras. We have seen Najayate, Mriyate, all those shlokas were lifted from this verbatim. It is lifted from this Upanishad only. So therefore, this association from anatma, dukkham, dukkha sanyoga, dukkha is anatma is dukkham. Anatma is dukkam. Therefore, dukkha sanyoga viyogam iti. So therefore, Bhashyakara says in the Bhashyam, yoga is not association. Yoga is disassociation. This association from what? From Anatma, not from Paramatma. With Paramatma, always there is association, that is oneness. So therefore, the word yoga here, it is used to mean the viparita lakshanam. Now, how can one remove the anatma vritti, or the anatma which is superimposed, adhyaropitam on atma? For that, as I said before, that neither the thoughtless meditation or the making the mind free from thoughts or destroying the mind will help. That will not help to remove the anatma adhyasa. So only deliberately entertaining the thoughts that aham, shuddhaha, muktaha, that the teaching, the knowledge, what we gained through Shastram, that has to be deliberately entertained. That is why meditation is required. That only can remove this adhyaropa. So, therefore, the meditation where the removal of thoughts will not help in gaining the removal of thoughts will not help in gaining moksha. The meditation is not removal of thoughts. The process of meditation itself means deliberate entertaining the vritti, the thoughts of knowledge of Atma. That is called meditation. It is not forcing the mind not to have thoughts. That is not possible. So you cannot think that meditation will happen once I remove all the thoughts. So by the removal of thoughts, meditation cannot be achieved. It is not removal of thoughts. It is deliberate entertaining of the thoughts of knowledge. The jnanam, vritti jnanam. The vritti jnanam only will remove this ajnana vritti. So jnana vritti will dismiss ajnana vritti. That is, for that abhyasa is required. Here one thing we have to note, this is called nididhyasanam, and nididhyasanam is not for gaining jnanam. Only by shravanam jnanam happens. Shravanena jnanam. Because there is a defect on the part of the pramata, therefore only nididhyasanam, mananam and nididhyasanam. Otherwise, shravanam and mananam itself is sufficient. So therefore, the need or the intention or the purpose of this nididhyasanam is to keep the mind away from all other anatma vritti, all other preoccupations, and entertaining deliberately the teaching, the knowledge gained through shravanam. So the viparita bhavana is what limits a person as a jiva, as a limited individual. So this jiva bhava has to be eliminated, has to be dismissed by atma bhava. Agam atma, that is atma bhava. So therefore, meditating upon the thought aham Satchit Ananda Atma Jagat Karanam Brahma Satchit Ananda Atma Aham Asmi. So that Asmi, you have to meditate more on Aham Asmi alone. Not Aham, between Aham and Asmi, there should not be any other attributes. Only Aham Brahma Asmi. Aham Satchit Ananda Asmi. That Lakshanam should alone is allowed. Anything other than that, that is anatma vritti. So, asmi, as the word asmi, whatever it conveys, meditate on that. Asmi, I am. Aham asmi. So we have to stop with that. Anything further added to that, other than Sachit Ananda, Brahma. That is Anatma Vritti. So focusing on the meaning of Asmi, that is Nididhyasana. When growing in Nididhyasana, when you grow in Nididhyasana, that is meditation, meditation doesn't happen so easily. It required abhyasa. Bhagavan Krishna himself says in the 6th chapter how to meditate. Shucho deshe pratishtapya sthiramasana atmanaha natyuchutam nati nicham shailajina kushottaram. You have to find a place which should be clean, and what the asanam you have to use neither should be too high, too low. Tatraikagram manakratva yatachittendriya kriyaha upavishyasane yunjyat yogamatma vishuddhaye. Tatra manaha ekagram kritva, focusing the mind. Yatachittendriya kriyaha, chitta, indriya, all these are withdrawn. That is what being said here. Stiram indriya dharanam upavishyasane yunjyat. Let him sit and do the yogam for Atma Vishuddhaye. Atma Vishuddhaye means this Atma is Atma Vishuddhaye. For knowing the Atma, otherwise for the removal of this Anatma Vritti and knowing oneself. All this is a sadhanam to be done. Yogam Atma Vishuddhaye, for knowing oneself. Yunjyat, Upavishyasana Yunjyat. And let there not be any disturbance inside as well as outside. Therefore, finding a place very clean and calm and quiet, and how to sit. Samam kaya shiro grivam nachalam stiraha samprekshanasika gramsvam dishashchana avalokayan. Not seeing here and there, keeping the kaya, the body, the head and the griva in a straight line. You do Tarayan Achalam Stiraha, being steady, do the meditation. So this is Nididhyasana. Sitting and meditate. This is called meditation. Sitting in such place, keeping the body intact, steady, and contemplating on the Swarupa of oneself is called meditation. Without knowing the object of meditation, the Atma, what one can meditate. Meditation involves the object of meditation. Either you can meditate on an object, that is called upasana. If you meditate on an object, that becomes upasana. If you meditate on yourself, that becomes nididhyasana. And meditating on oneself is possible only when you know what you are. That is possible only through Shravanam. So therefore, Nididhyasanam follows Shravanam, and Nididhyasanam is for the removal of this vikshepa, this viparita, vibhavana, because there are habitual errors, mistakes committed in spite of Shravanam. For the removal of that, this Nididhyasanam is suggested, and this is called yoga, is where all the sense organs are made steady. Siram Indriya Dharana, they are withdrawn from the external world, they are withdrawn from their operation, and the mind also. And let them, having withdrawn the mind, having withdrawn the Indriyas, let the person be absorbed in the teaching, what he had received. Agam Satya Atma Brahma Satyam Jagan Nitya. That is called Nididhyasanam, and the culmination of that, or the steadiness in that thought, that is called Samadhi. Chitta Samadhanam is called Samadhi. So, what is Samadhi to be understood? So, therefore, Samadhi Abhyasa. This is called Samadhi Abhyasa. Samadhi Abhyasa Rupa Nididhyasanam. So, any other long notion of Samadhi is that has to be removed. What is Samadhi to be understood? So, here Bhagavan Krishna says, Tam Yoga Miti Manyante. That is called yoga. what is called yoga, tam yogam iti manyante. Tam referring to the previous mantra, tam paramam gatim, the state where this jnanani manasa buddhihi withdrawn, na vicheshtati, where the mind, sense organs, buddhi are withdrawn, and the buddhi, the mind, it is focused on now only in Atma. That is called yogam iti manyante. It is called yoga. It is called samadhi. What is that state? Stiram indriya dharana, where there is this tranquility of the sense organs, holding the sense organs, not allowing the sense organs to move here and there, to be extrovert. Therefore, dharanam, holding the sense organs. So that state, that in which these sense organs are kept steady. Sense organs means you have to bring in the mind as well as. So that is called yoga. So tada apramattaha tada bhavati. So when a person, when he is intended or when his intention is to gain samadhi, then let him be apramattaha. Apramattaha means let him, pramada means negligent. Apramattaha means let him be careful. One should be vigilant. So when a person is committed to do nididhyasanam, the person should be careful. Apramattaha bhutva. Pramata means careless. Apramattaha is vigilant. Why the person has to be vigilant in the beginning, or beginning as well as during the meditation? Because the mind is such that it goes out and comes. Frequently, it goes away from the object of meditation. That is why prabhava apyayo, it is coming and going. It is coming and going. So therefore, one has to be alert. One has to be alert. And that has to be yada viniyatam chittam atmanyevavatishtate nispragas sarvakamebhyaha yuktagittucchate tada yatha deepo nivatastaha negate sopama smrita yogino yatachittasya yunjato yogamatmanaha yatro paramate chiddham viruddham yoga sevaya yatra shaivatmanatmanam pashyannatmani tushyati. So that yatha deepaha nivatastaha, as the lamp in the windless space remains steady. So I like that one has to do this abhyasa, this samadhi abhyasa, the nididhyasana abhyasa has to be done. Therefore, yada viniyatam chittam atmanyeva avatishtate, so that the mind be withdrawn and nispraga sarvakamebhyaha, from all the objects of desire, the indriyas, the mind has to be withdrawn. Yuktaha iti uchyate. Then only is called yuktaha. Then only is called self-controlled, self-mastered. And that person, that is required in the beginning and is required throughout the meditation. Once he has mastered, then it is not required. Once it has been mastered, then the instruction is only for the beginners, not for the one who is already achieved it. It is only for the person who has taken who is a sadhaka, not for the siddha. For siddha, these instructions are not required, only for a sadhaka. For a siddha, when he sits for meditation, he is absorbed in the thought because of abhyasa, practice. This abhyasa is not easy. Keeping the mind in the object of meditation, it is not easy. That is why Bhagavan Krishna also says in the 6th chapter, Shanaihi Shanaihi, Shanai Shanairuparamit, Buddhya Driti Grihitaya, Atma Samstam Manakrutva, Nakinchidapi Chintayet. In the beginning, one has to slowly withdraw the mind and the sense organs, and the buddhi has to be steady. Then Atma Samstam Manakrutva. Nakinchidapi Chintayet. Let him not think anything. Let him entertain only the thoughts of Atma. And whenever the mind goes, what to do? Yato nischarati manaschanchalam astiram tatas tato niyam yetat Atmanyeva vasham nayet. Whenever the mind goes out, because mana is chanchala, it is chanchala and astira. Therefore, niyamya, you bring it back to the object of meditation, which is Atma. And Arjuna had this doubt. Mind is always, it is not steady. It is chanchalam. How can the mind be brought to under the control? How can the mind be? How can I make the minds follow what I say? Chanchalam givana Krishna Ramati Bhalabhadridam Tasyagam Nigraham Manye Vayoriva Sudushkaram. As it is difficult to control the flowing wind. Similarly, mind is also, it is very strong. It is adamant. It is chanchalam. Bhagavan Krishna doesn't say anything against what Arjuna said. Asamshayo mahabaho manodur nigraham chalam abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena chakrugyate. Vairagya, that's why vairagya is important. The sense organs in the mind going out because of icha, because of kama, raga, dvesha. So vairagya is there. When vairagya is there is nivritti, withdrawal. And the mind has to be mastered only by abhyasa. Asamshayam, there is no doubt that mind is difficult to be controlled, difficult to keep it under one's management, difficult to control. The nature of the mind is like that, but it is possible to make the mind do what you say, make the mind obey what you say. By what? By abhyasa. Abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena cha grihyate. Vairagya and practice. Vairagya is withdrawal from the external world. That is vairagya. Nivritti. So that is why this meditation, it is said, Arthara Jana Samsati, where there are no disturbance, no human beings, there is no crowd. That place is considered to be the suitable place. And that is, we are free from the physical disturbance. Then you try to be free from the mental disturbances. That slowly, abhyasena, the beginning itself, success cannot be gained by repeated practice. Abhyasa, the word abhyasa he says, because there is prabhavapyayo. In the beginning, there will be coming and going. The manas will be going out and coming. So prabhavapyayo is a therefore abhyasa. Therefore only apramattaha bhutva, be vigilant. Being vigilant, one has to do this samadhi abhyasa. That is the idea. Therefore, the sixth chapter itself is the commentary to this two mantra. And that's why the chapter also is named Dhyana Yoga. Dhyana means not meditation on something else. It is nididhyasana. It is yoga abhyasa. Samadhi abhyasa. The chapter is Samadhi abhyasa yogo nama. We can name like the Samadhi abhyasa yogo nama dhyana rupena. Samadhi abhyasa yogo nama shashtodhyayaha iti. And that is what these two mantras say. And this mantra, the meaning we have seen. Now we will read the Vashyam. Vashyam also few lines we have read. Let us read quickly. Tam idrishim tadavastam yogamiti manyante viyogam eva santam sarva anartha sanyoga viyoga lakshanahi iyam avastha yoginaha. We have seen tam means that idrishim of this type. What avastha, that state, the state which is described, where it is described, the previous mantra. The previous mantra, it is described the state. What is it saying? What has been said in the previous mantra? Jnanani panchajnanani manasa saha avattishtante buddhihi na vicheshtati paramam gatim. That avastha. Yogam iti manyante yoginaha. Yogis consider that avastha to be the yogam. Viyogam eva santam. Disassociation, that is vairagya. Disassociate from anatma. Disassociate from dukkha. Dukkha viyoga sanyogam. Definition of yoga. So viyogam, that is vairagya. So therefore, yoga meaning is yujir yoge, to join. But here, opposite meaning. Disassociate from disassociate from the association with anatma. So it is it's called disassociation from the association with anatma by yoginaha, the very learned people. This is the viparita lakshana. This is the viparita lakshana. Iyam avastha yoginaha. This state of yoginaha, the meditator, this jnana yogi, the one who wants to get jnana nishtha, is sarva anartha sanyoga viyoga lakshana. It is characterized by the state of the meditator, the jnana yogi is in the form of, or it is characterized by this association with sarva anartha, all problem. That is anatma problem. So this association. So therefore, agam asangaha, agam akarta, agam abhokta. When anatma walks in this, what will happen? I become sangha, I become karta, I become bhokta, then I become limited, I'm insecure, and I become a seeker of happiness. All these are anartha. Therefore, this anartha sanyoga viyoga. This anartha sanyoga viyoga is called yogam, and that state of meditation, yoginaha. Viyogam santam iti. So therefore, yoga, even though literally meaning association, but here it is presented as disassociation from the association with dukkam. Sarva anartha sanyoga viyoga lakshana, characterized by the association, this association with the association from dukkam, misery. So why it is said? Because yes, seen that is what is required is not association with Atma. Atma is, you are associated with Atma always, Paramatma always. Jivatma is always associated with Paramatma. It is one. Therefore, it is Siddha Vishaya. Therefore, we need not talk about, take the meaning of the word usually yoga to be association, means associate. Jivatma has to join with Paramatma. That meaning need not be taken. Therefore, giving in a viparita lakshana, that is this association from anatma. That is the idea, this associate. Then next line. Etasyam hi avasthayam
एतस्यां हि अवस्थायाम्
avidya adhyaropanavarjitah
अविद्या अध्यारोपवर्जितः
swarupa pratishtah atma
स्वरूपप्रतिष्ठः आत्मा
atma swarupa pratishtah atma. So the problem being ajnana, ignorance, and therefore the mistake is committed. Mistake is taking anatma attributes on oneself, the atma. That cannot go away just by making the mind quiet. So quietening of the mind will not solve the problem. Mind is sometimes quiet, sometimes it is turbulent. Because the mind is quiet, you cannot say the mind you have become enlightened. It will not take much time for it to become turbulent. Therefore, the quietening is not the sadhana. The problem, you have to attack the main problem, that is ajnana. So therefore only yoga, this nididhyasanam is important, without which you cannot abide in the teaching. You cannot stay with the teaching. You need to have You need to have dwell time. You need to dwell in the teaching. So yoga is very important, without which there is no the dwell time, without which you cannot stay with the teacher. So that is being said here. Etasyahim etasyam hi avastayam. In this avastha only, avidya adhyaropana varjitaha. Atma, that is the jiva, that person, the Atma, Swarupa avatishtaha, abides in its Swarupa, au avidya adhyaropana varjitaha, being free from the adhyaropa, the superimposition caused by avidya. The superimposition is avidya, and it is caused by avidya. So, therefore, avidya is superimposed on this Atma. So, therefore only I am born, I will die, agam sukhi, dukhi, all these are there. Agam, I am intelligent, I am dull, I am a man, I am a woman, all these are avidya adhyaropanam. So therefore, the jivatma is pratishtaha, abiding in the swarupa, which is free from all adhyasa. That is yogam. That is yogam. That state is called the meditation, the meditative state where there is complete free, that's that complete freeness from all the anartha. So therefore, etasyam hi avasthayam iti. Then, so this, by this abhyasa, samadhi abhyasa, what do we gain? What do we gain? We don't gain anything new. Only it is avidya adhyaropana varjitaha. Only that superimposition, that adhyaropa is removed, dismissed. So it is like the 10th man story. It is like the 10th man. Having found the 10th man, Dashamaha, having found the Dashamaha, have you gained a new person? No. Only you found out the 10th man, the missing 10th man was myself. So it is already said the Vishaya. It is myself that I don't know. So what prevents me from not knowing him? That is adhyaropa, adhyasa, that has to be removed. For that only this nididhyasanam is suggested. So that avastha where it is free from adhyaropa and there is pratishta in atma for the jiva. That is being said here. Then the next line. Stiram indriyanam.
Stiram indriyanam.
Indriyadharanam.
Indriyadharanam.
Stiram achalam.
Stiram achalam.
Indriyadharanam.
Indriyadharanam.
Bhagyantakarananam.
Bhagyantakarananam.
Dharanam ityarthaha.
Dharanam ityarthaha.
So stiram indriya dharana, holding the mind, holding the indriya, sense organs, holding the sense organ, the steady withdrawal of the sense organs. Holding means withdrawal of the sense organ. You cannot hold it, means how do you hold it? Withdrawal from the sense organs, from the sense object. That is called dharana, indriya dharana. Stiram, making it not move, unwavering. That is not making it extrovert. Indriya dharana, holding them, withdrawn them. Bhagya antakarananam dharanam. Both the antakarana as well as bhagya karana. The karmendriya as well as the jnanendriyas. And antakarana, when we say mind also. Manaha buddhi chittaha ankara antakaranam. Ityartha, that is the meaning. So, withdraw, steady means withdrawing, dharana. It has to be steady. So, indriya dharanam, it means bhagya antakarananam, dharanam ityartha, holding the internal as well as external, the instruments. Karana meaning instrument. Then Apramattaha,
अप्रमत्तः
Pramadavarjitaha,
प्रमादवर्जितः
Samadhanam Prati,
समाधानं
समाधानं
प्रति
प्रति
Nitya Yatnavan, Nityam Yatnavan,
नित्यं
यज्ञवान्
यत्नवाम्
Yatnavan plus Tada, Sandhya has happened. You know what Sandhya is. Tada Tasmin Kale,
तदा
तदा
तस्मिन्
तस्मिन्
काले
काले
Yadaiva Pravritta Bhavati Iti,
यतैव
यदैव
प्रवृत्तयोगः
प्रवृत्तयोगः
भवति
भवति इति
इति
Samarthyat Avagamyate.
सामर्थ्यात् अवगम्यते
Apramattaha means avoiding carelessness, being free from carelessness. Apramattaha, pramadavarjitaha, free from carelessness. It means careful. Nityam yatnavan, always yatnavan, prayatnavan is a man, person committed to yatna, the prayatna, putting effort. Effort is required in what? Whenever yata necessarity, manas chanchalam astiram, tatastato niyamita. That is the yatna. You have to bring it back again. That is yatna is required. Prayatna is required. Prayatna for what? Samadhanam prati, with regard to samadhanam. Samadhanam means peace. What peace? Chitta samadhanam. That is called samadhi. So we say samadhanam is chitta samadhanam. Specifying tranquility of mind. How the mind is tranquil? Mind is here, the object of meditation is Atma, yourself. So making the mind dwell in you, that is samadhanam, focusing the mind on the swarupa of oneself, that is chitta samadhanam. So samadhanam, chitta samadhanam. So with regard to chitta samadhanam, let the person be careful, let the person put effort. So that is the idea. Apramattaha, being vigilant, being careful, aware in meditation. In Gita, Bhagavan Krishna said, Yata chittendriya kriyaha tatraikagram manakritva yata chittendriya kriyaha. That is same. That is what it is said here. Same idea. So tatra ekagram manakritva yata chittendriya kriyaha iti. So that chitta indriya yata chittendriya kriyaha. That is samadhanam. Tatra ekagram manakritva. That ekagram, concentration, samadhanam, chitta samadhanam. Iti. So with regard to that, one has to be careful. Apramattaha bhutva iti. Tada tasmin kale. Tada is tasmin kale. Tasmin kale yada pravritta yoga. By that you will become a pravritta yoga. By whom? The pravritta yoga, the one who has taken up the meditation, taken up the yoga. Pravritta yoga means yada tada tasmin kale yada eva pravritta yoga bhavati, by the one, by the person, by the one by whom the yoga is pravrittaha, it is initiated, it is started. When the person is pravritta yoga, at that time, that is the person taking up this nididhyasanam, this meditation has to be careful. That is the idea. Apramattaha bhutva, being, that is pramadavarjitaha bhutva, being careful what he has to do in the beginning of the meditation, being careful. Pravritta yoga, when he has taken up the meditation, it means the beginning of the meditation. Therefore, this instruction is for the one who has taken up this sadhana, not for the one who is siddha, not for the one who has mastered this. It is for the one who is in the beginning stage, for the one who starts the meditation. So therefore, here we have to understand pravritta yogaha, by whom the yoga is initiated, started, pravritta yogaha. So this instruction, apramattaha bhutva, it is not for the yogi, it is for the one who has taken up this sadhana as a sadhana for gaining that state of a yogi. Iti samarthyat avagamyate. This idea has to be understood. Samarthyat means with reference to this context. By this, the context is prabhavapyayav is there. Therefore, apramattaha bhutva is only for the person who is in the beginning stage of meditation, who has taken up this meditation, therefore beginner. So pravritta yoga means the one who has engaged, who has started this practice. What practice? Nididhyasana. This samadhi abhyasa rupa nididhyasana, one who has taken up, he should be careful, he should be alert. The mind has a tendency to go out and come, therefore he has to be alert. That is the instruction given to him. Now, the next line. Nagi buddhyadi cheshta abhave
Nahi buddhyadi cheshta abhave
abhave
pramada sambhavaha asti
pramada
mada
sambhavaha
sambhavaha asti
tasmat prageva
tasmat prageva
prageva
buddhyadi cheshta uparamat
buddhyadi
buddhyadi
cheshta
cheshta
uparamat
uparamat
apramadah vidiyate.
apramadah vidiyate.
So, one has to be careful, one has to be alert in the beginning and also during the time of meditation. So, it is for whom this instruction is given. That is, Bhashyakara explains that. So, here we have to understand the context, applying our simple reasoning, thinking, and understanding the context. So, we have to understand this instruction is only for the people who are in the beginning stage of Nididhyasana, not for the one who has gained Jnana Nishta, not for Siddha Prajna. Siddha Prajna is Sthita Prajna. Is a Prajna is Sthita, is abide in this knowledge. For them, this is not required. So, for whom it is required, all these instructions, apramattaha, etc., it is only for the beginners. So, in the beginning only, mind can be wavering and therefore Nididhyasana is disturbed, not for the person who has reached the final stage of meditation. So, one who has reached the final stage of meditation and where the mind is not wavering, there is no question of vikshepa, and there is no question of, therefore there is no question of this being vigilant. Because there is no distraction, there is no vikshepa. His mind is absorbed in Swarupa. So there is no vikshepa, there is no extrovertedness. For him, be vigilant. This instruction is not required. That is the context here, the strength of the context. Samarthyat. Samarthyat means taking into account the context. That is the idea. Therefore, one needs to be alert. One needs to be alert only when there is no steadiness of the mind. When the mind is not steady, it is coming and going. Prabhavapyayo. That is only for the beginners in the beginning of the meditation and as well as during the meditation. Till he masters this. That's what Bhashyakara says here. Nahi buddhyadi cheshta abhave pramada sambhavaha asti. Buddhyadi cheshta abhave. In the absence of cheshta means movement. Abhava, absence. So in the absence of movement means activity, function. In the absence of the activity of buddhyadi, buddhi, indriya, manas, etc. In the absence, not that it doesn't function, means the meditator has taken charge, complete charge over that. Therefore, buddhyadi cheshta abhave, pramada sambhavahana asti. There is no possibility of pramada, carelessness. Buddhyadi cheshta bhave. When the meditator has taken complete charge over that, there is no possible of this vikshepa. There is no possibility of pramada. When all these organs are withdrawn, when the mind is withdrawn, antakarana, bhagyakarana, there is no possibility of carelessness. Therefore, instruction is not for that person. It is not possible for that person at that time. tada tasmin kale. So therefore the instruction is only for the one who is in the beginning state. Therefore kasmat prageva buddhyadi cheshta uparamat prageva. Uparama is cessation, withdrawal, the withdrawal of the activity of buddhi, etc. Buddhi, manas, indriya, sense organs, etc. Before that only this apramadaha, apramattaha, iti, that instruction, being vigilant, be careful, that instruction is vidiyate, is enjoined. It is enjoined only in the beginning. Therefore, it is for the beginners. Therefore, this is a vidhi vakyam. Therefore, shruti vakyam apramattaha tada bhavati. So this line can be considered as a vidhi vakyam. Vidhi vakyam means the enjoining or enjoyment of the command of the shruti. So that way we can take the meaning of this vakyam, vidhi vakyam, or Bhashyakara himself says this vakya, the statement, can be taken as anuvada vakya, statement of fact. One meaning of this vakyam is vidhi vakyam, apramattaha tada bhavati. It's an instruction given to the beginner. Apramattaha tada bhavati, a command or advice given to the meditator who has taken up this nididhyasanam. Therefore, before he starts the meditation, he has been given the instruction by the shruti, vidhi vakyam. Or Bhashyakara will say, let us read that. Atava yada eva indriyanam
यथा एव इन्द्रियाणां
tiradharana
स्थिराधारणां
tadanim eva
तदानीम् एव
nirankushama pramatatvam ityatah.
निरङ्कुशमप्रमत्तत्वम्
इत्यर्थः
Yes. Abhidiyate
अभिधीयते
apramattaha tada bhavati iti.
अप्रमत्तः तदा भवति
Nirankusham apramattatvam ityatah. Okay, it is here. It is nirankusham. Yes, nirankusham. Tadanim eva nirankusham, not nirankushama. Nirankusham. It is nirankusham. The word is nirankusham. Then apramattatvam, the status of being careful, apramattatvam. Okay, that is talked about. Please note that this is nirankusham plus apramat. That's just male and there is no something. Okay, anyway. So, atava, or the vakya is being interpreted by Bhashyakara here. Indriyanam stira dharana. When there is the steady holding or withdrawal of the indriyanam, the sense organs, tadanimeva, that time alone, nirankusham. The word is nirankusham. Nirankusha is this uninhibited. Nirankusha. Nirankusha is not obstructed, unimpeded, not obstructed. That is called nirankusham. So nirankusham, that is without any wavering, nirankusham. That's the meaning. Apramattatvam, carefulness. Apramattatvam, the tva pratyaya is added. The status of being careful. Apramattatvam ityataha. Tadanimeva. Kada yada indriyana stiradharana bhavati tadanimeva nirankusham apramattatvam iti ataha ataha abhidiyate apramattaha tada bhavati. So when there is complete withdrawal of the sense organs, then there will be the unobstructed carefulness. So when the person having the state of this withdrawal, the poise of sense organs, that time there is complete vigilance, complete alertness without any obstruction, complete Alertness is there. So, iti abhidiyate. It is mentioned. So, it is anuvada vakyam. It is a statement of fact. For a yogi who has mastered, who has done the nididhyasanam and who was mastered, not the beginner. That person for him, there is complete carefulness. That is complete carefulness, no obstruction. So it can be an anuvada vakya. So it can be a statement of fact. That is, when the meditator is steady and alert and absorbed in completely in the thought of himself. That is the teaching of Vedanta. So when the Shruti talks about that person, so it is saying the condition of the person being alert and vigilant. Why? Because the meditator is completely absorbed in himself, in the thought of Atma. So it is just a statement of fact. Anuvada Vakyam. So the Shruti Vakyam either can be taken as Vidhi Vakyam with regard to the people who have taken up this meditation, who are in the process of gaining mastery, who are in the stage, who are in the process, beginners. Whereas for the one who has reached the end, who has mastered, with regard to him, there is no instruction required. So therefore, Shruti just gives a statement. What will be the condition of that person? Nirankusham apramattatam abhidiyate. So, indriyanam stiradharanam tadani eva nirankusham apramattattvam abhidiyate. Apramataha tada bhavati. So, it just gives a anuvada vakya. The person, it describes the vakya can be taken as the description of the state of concentration of that person. It's a statement of fact about the meditator. It's a statement of fact about his samadhanam, chitta samadhanam, is completely absorbed in Atma because there is complete carefulness, alertness, as the indriyas, along with the mind and sense organs, are all completely withdrawn. Therefore, nirankusham apramattattvam iti. Nirankusham is there is no distraction without unswerving and complete vigilant. The absence of inertness, absence of this pramada. So that at that state alone, the Shruti makes a statement. At that state alone, abhidiyate, the meditator enjoys the apramattattvam, the state of being completely vigilant. It becomes natural for him. So therefore, it is anuvada vakya. So for the one, you can call him as a meditator because he has gained a pakvata, he has gained a mastery in meditation. That person is a meditator. So when we say meditator, you have to understand a meditator can be the person who is attempting to meditate. And another person is who is in meditation. It has become his natural condition. For that person, Shruti need not give any instruction. Therefore, the condition of that person is expressed as a statement of fact. That is called anuvada vakyam. So, vidhi vakyam, anuvada vakyam, both way we can take the meaning the Bhashyakara says here. Then the next line. Now, so this having explained this, now what prevents? Now, what prevents the mind of a person to be absorbed in Atma, to be absorbed in the object of meditation? So, why should one be vigilant? Why should one be alert in meditation? That is being said here. Because the last part of the mantra is that Yogaha Prabhava Pyav, that has to be answered, that has to be explained. That's what Bhashakara says. Kutaha.
Kutaha.
Kutaha means kasmat apramataha apramataha bhavati. Or kasmat, why the meditator should be apramataha, why the meditator should be careful, why should be vigilant, for what reason? Asking question himself is answering. Yogaha hi
Yogaha
Yogahi
yasmat prabhavapyayo
yasmat
Prabhavapyayo
upajana apaya dharmakaha ityartaha.
Upajana apaya
Apaya
dharmaka
Dharmaka
ityarthaha.
Ityarthaha.
So why? Because, just a minute, we'll complete this and after that we can stop. Just changing the time of the next class. So kutaha, why? Because yogaha hi yoga is, because yasmat yogaha, because yoga is subject to prabhavapyayo. Prabhavapyayo bhajate. Yoga is subject to arrival and departure, rise and goes. It means the mind comes and goes. When the mind is there, when the mind is with you, and when you are alert and you are with the object of meditation. When the mind has gone out, extrovert, then you are gone away from the object of meditation. So therefore, going and coming. So if you take enough care, vigilant, then you can stay in the yoga. You can be in that meditative state. You can be one with the object of meditation. Your object of meditation is you, very Atma. So therefore, since the mind has a tendency or its nature is of coming and going, therefore prabhavapyayo. So therefore, upajana apaya dharmataha. So upajana apaya dharmataha yogaha. So therefore, yoga is subject to coming and going. Upajana apaya dharmataha. So therefore, it is also a statement of fact. It is also a statement. Therefore, this meditation in general, any meditation, even if it is the object of meditation other than Atma, or if it is Vedantic meditation, both has the nature or the characteristic of coming and going. It is subject to arrival and departure. It means meditation is now and later it is disturbed, it is gone. So prabhavapyayo is upajanana. Apyayo, prabhava, apyaya. Apyaya is apaya. So Bhashakara gives the meaning of the word. Prabhava is utpatti. Prabhava is utpatti, upajanana, the birth of yoga. So yoga is born. That is your meditation. Then apyaya. Apyaya means the mind goes away. So therefore apaya. So upajanana, apaya, dharmakaha, yogaha. Because yoga is subject to coming and going. Because yoga means meditation. So meditation means meditation is possible only when the mind is focused on the object of meditation. When the mind is made to focus on the object of meditation. So that is called yoga. When that yoga is coming into going, means the mind is subject to coming and going, arrival and departure. The mind comes to the object of meditation. That is where the meditation happens. When it goes away, meditation is disturbed. So prabhava apyaya. That is how it will be in the beginning. That is why Bhagavan Krishna says that is the nature of the mind. Abhyasena tu kaunteya. Only by practice you can make the mind be with the object of meditation. That is only by abhyasa. You cannot immediately gain and get you get disturbed or you get or you get angry with your mind or beat your mind. So that will not help. Getting dejected because of the decay of the mind. The mind will be like that. Therefore, training of the mind is required. The mind which has been so far has been going out. Suddenly you are making it to remain on the object of meditation. That is not possible in a day. So therefore, it has to be tamed. It has to be tamed. So far, it has been wild or little wild. It has to be tamed. That takes abhyasa, practice. Like a wild animal has to be tamed. An elephant has to be tamed. It is not easy. It takes a lot of effort. Similarly, effort is required. That's why abhyasa. Since the yoga is subject to coming and going, the meditation subject to happen and it is disturbed, subject to happening and disturbing. Therefore, alertness is required. Abhyasa is required. That is what is being said. Kutaha yasmat eva. Yasmat karanat eva. Then ataha
अतः
अतः
apaya pariharaya
अपाय परिहाराय
परिहाराय
अप्रमादः कर्तव्यः इति अभिप्रायः.
अप्रमादः कर्तव्यः इति
अभिप्रायः
अभिप्रायः.
Therefore, ataha, therefore, kasmat, yasmat, therefore, that is a connection. Why the meditator has to be alert, why he should be apramattaha bhutva, because the yoga is subject to coming and going. Prabhava apyaya, upajana apaya dharmakaha yogaha. Therefore, apaya pariharaya, for parihara, for the avoidance of apaya, going out. That is losing the focus, losing the concentration. The chitta samadhanam is disturbed. Therefore, for pariharaya, for the parihara of that, apaya pariharaya, apramadaha kartavyaha, one has to be alert. One has to be alert to the object of meditation. Iti abhiprayaha, that is a meaning. So, in the meditation class, the alertness of the mind, the beginning. For this, Swamiji gives a technique. When you see the mind becoming, going out, it is, when you find the mind going out and other thoughts other than the object of meditation, if it comes, to prevent you being carried away by them, making yourself alert. For that, a simple technique. You mentally do some mathematical calculation, like 2 plus 3 is equal to 5. Once you start mathematical, this calculation, this addition, subtraction, multiplication, or anything, like that, if you do 2 plus 3 is equal to 5, 5 into 5, 25, 25 plus 25, 50, 50 into 4, 200, 200 plus 52, 252, 252 plus 8, 260, 260 plus 35. Then you make it little more and more complicated, mind becomes focused. Then that time you focus again on the object of meditation. So whenever the mind goes, you make the mind alert by such simple techniques. And the way you proceeded, starting from 2 plus 3 is equal to 5. Wherever you reached, again come back the same way. The mind becomes alert. The intention is not to do the mathematical calculation, it is only to make the mind alert. That is apramattaha iti. That is important. Then only meditation can happen. Otherwise, either the mind goes out, takes away the meditator out, or the person goes to sleep. That is another biggest obstacle. The meditation class, most of the people sleep. Not that they sleep silently also. They snoring sound also. Because you're trying to meditate, and that time you're carried away by the sleep. So that is the meditation is such a state. It is from gross state you are bringing to a little subtle state. So that time sleep comes. So one has to be alert with regard to sleep also. It is also a pratibandha, obstruction. Even though that sleep, you can say it is a sign that you are attempting to meditate, but that is an obstacle, a pratibandha that also prevents the meditation. So the mind going out and the mind going to sleep, both are the pratibandha. Both are because of this pramada. Therefore, apramattaha. This is only for the instruction is only for the beginners of meditation. Iti abhiprayaha. So these two mantras are important, are beautiful. The mantra, as I said, this is done. These two mantra only Bhagavan Krishna, the Gita 6th chapter, the form of a commentary, he has given about more than 40 shlokas, about 47, I think, 47 shlokas are there, beautiful shlokas. With this background, if you study Gita, then you understand what Dhyana Yoga is, really Dhyana Yoga is. That is why the chapter also, 6th chapter, is called Dhyana Yoga. And as I told, it can be this Samadhi, Abhyasa, Nididhyasana, Rupa, Dhyanam, Yogaha. Iti. We can stop here. We'll continue the next mantra, the next class. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Dhanyavadaha.
धन्यवादः।